Hello, hello, everyone. Rishi, I have a yes, 9 of Pentacles. Jasmine, I have Temperance. Feels like a yes. Amy, right now I'm getting a no, 8 of Cups. Hey guys, hey Luna Ray, welcome in. Amy makes sense. Sorry, I want to give you other answers, but yeah. Oh, thanks, Jasmine. I am. Hopefully you too. Anyone can ask a yes or no question. It's just one per turn or per person for this live stream. Oh no, I think someone's getting in a cabinet. I can't remember if I watched them up. Okay. Sayo, I have a yes. The Page of Cups and the Chariots. Lauren, I have a yes. 2 of Cups. That's a good card. Luna Ray, I have the Ace of Swords. That feels like a yes. That feels like a quick thing that'll be happening in the near future. Anu, I have a no, 5 of Cups. This seems like something you both are mourning and moving on from. Thank you for liking. Princess, I have a no, 10 of Swords. This talks about endings, needing to move forward. Luna Ray, let me clarify for you real quick. You know, Luna Ray, I think crazier things have happened. I definitely think 1 month is possible. The problem with that is that it would be something that, because you know we all have free will, it would be something that he would have to decide on for himself. And it's just a matter of, is it something he's going to do? But I think that it could happen as quickly as 1 month, especially because you've also got the Ace of Swords, which talks about like things happening fairly quickly or immediately. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's possible. Do I think put all your eggs in that basket? I wouldn't recommend it, but I think it's not too crazy to think that 1 month things could really turn around for you guys. Amy, I just saw that. Thank you. You're welcome, Luna Ray. Manor, yes. Anybody that hasn't asked yet can ask. Manor, I am getting a yes, the Empress. Linda, I see big changes for this person, 8 of Wands and the King of Cups. So to me, that feels good as far as his stability goes. So I'm going to say yes. It's okay, Linda. You know, we can get some spiritual insight, you know what I mean? And the 8 of Wands and I actually recommend, Linda, Google 8 of Wands and King of Cups, like for tarot under like health, and see if you can get any more insight from those cards. There might be more information there for you. P, I have a no, 10 of Swords. So Linda, really quickly, I did a quick Google search for 8 of Wands when it comes to health, and it's talking about progress, freedom, progress, things, gaining momentum, taking a positive direction, finding solutions to those things. So that looks good to me. You know, I was actually going to say mentally. Mentally, he'll be doing better, but I didn't. I should. I think when it comes to health, I don't want to say the wrong thing. So sometimes I hold back, but I was picking up, I was sensing like some type of mental situation. So, yeah, I think it looks good. It feels like progress. J Moon, let's take a look. Amy, yeah, I'm not sure. As far as I know, everyone in my life has been pretty healthy, but it is winter. I think though a lot of people, since it's like the new year, they're taking their health into consideration. I think as long as you're not drinking, not eating excessive amounts of sugar, and trying to get some exercise in, I think that's such a baseline way to kind of keep your immunity up. If you're not taking your vitamins, I highly recommend it. So J Moon, I am getting a yes. So J Moon, I think you said you're a woman. So I'm getting with the Empress here, like it's doing nothing, but it's going to allow you to flourish. It's not going to be nothing but positive things for you. It's going to give you more confidence. You might even have like a glow up through this process. This has been a long time coming, 7 of Pentacles. So I am getting a yes. It feels like the right choice. That's awesome, Linda. Yeah. Actually, let me go get my tarot book and see if I can find anything in my Biddy Tarot book really quickly about it. You're welcome, J-Moon. All right, Linda, I have my book here. Let's see. Let me figure out what order we're in. Okay, so it starts with Major Arcana. Then we said 8 of Wands. All right, 8 of Wands, well-being and health. In a health reading, the 8 of Wands may point to issues around hormones, adrenaline, and other body and mind altering chemicals. That might be where I was picking up like the mental. Be careful not to overdo it with caffeine, other substances, high intensity activities. And then it says, wait, where am I at here? It says suggested card combinations, but I don't have 8 of Wands with the King of Cups option. It says 8 of Wands says the struggles. Wait, did I say 7 of Wands or 8 of Wands? Now I'm getting confused. I said 8 of Wands, yeah. 8 of Wands says the struggles of the 7 of Wands have now all but cleared, and you have the freedom and space to move forward with your plans once again. It's a dynamic card with a high level of energy that propels you forward, provides progress. All right, and then let's look up the King of Cups. With health. I know, I just got myself so confused. So it says well-being and health for King of Cups. The King of Cups comes as a call to understand your emotions more and how it may affect your health. Through emotional mastery, you will come to understand how to find balance and peace, not only with your feelings, but also your physical health and mental well-being. Focus your attention on your emotional state to create a sense of control and calm, and treat your body with care and compassion. It says when this card turns up, you have gained control of your feelings and can accept them without allowing them to get the better of you. So overall, that seems pretty spot on. Just wanted to give you some more meanings from my Biddy Tarot book from Bridget Esselmont. Yeah, I recently got under the weather, so I'm trying to watch what I eat and drink more green tea. Yeah, for sure. Linda, sending you a lot of love. SB, no, you're good, girl. It's okay for you to send early. All right. Let me update my donation list really quickly and just make sure I'm not missing anyone. SB, please remind me. I know we did a love spread for you. Is that the one where I said there's unfinished business here? Okay, so I'm feeling a lot of nervous energy. You can confirm for me if this is you or not when it comes to him, but it's like the kind of nervous where you don't know how this person feels and you're putting a lot of like thought into what they're going to say and you're like holding your breath, hoping that like they feel the same or they're on the same page as you. Now, if this doesn't resonate for you, this could just be his energy I'm tapping into, but it feels like stomach ache, kind of nervous. So yeah, let's see what direction you guys are going. Do you feel, SB, that like he was more receptive this time around? Because that's what it feels like to me, is that he was more open to communicating with you. things didn't feel as like locked up or impossible within this conversation. Like the recent one, not the one from a year ago, but the recent one, it feels like there's, I don't know, more flow or more ability to express oneself. But I will say with the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Swords here, it does feel like there's still some holding back and maybe some, I don't know if it's doubt or uncertainty. I feel like those aren't quite the words, but it's like you're not quite sure what the future holds. You feel like you're still kind of blinded by like what's to come. Things still aren't feeling very clear. It's so, yeah, it's not uncertainty or doubt. It's clear. It's like clarity is what you're not feeling. Oh, that's okay, Linda. Yeah, so you're like walking out of this feeling more positive, but still not 100% like, is this, and it's not even that you're just like, this is weird. I'm running out of words. Good, good. I'm glad that he's making positive changes to be better. But that's the thing, though, is he's talking more about himself. It's like, how can you walk away from a conversation feeling so good about the conversation, but also nowhere near better understanding? Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like such a huge difference, but also you're still right where you started. Like, that's kind of the message that I'm getting. Maybe that's why I'm having a hard time. Where do things go from here? Linda, yes, keep us posted. Okay, so we have the Chariot. That's always a good thing. I feel like Johnny is including you in his future plans. So the Chariot here talks about having a clear path forward for himself. He knows like kind of what direction he's wanting to head. He's not really allowing distractions to get the best of him. As far as like your connection together, the Chariot does talk about dedication and devotion. And so I feel like you have influenced him to be better. Funny enough, I actually heard a song today. Oh my God, what are the lyrics? I don't ever listen to this person, but I happened to see it on Instagram. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. It's basically like a song talking about like laying it all on the line, like feeling it within himself that he's willing to lay it all on the line. So to me, that tells me that I feel like he's moving into a space of commitment or wanting commitment. Okay, at first glance, I thought you were saying you were on the phone for 9 hours. You were talking about a time difference. I was like, holy shit. Exactly. So what I will say is that he's including you and considering you in his future plans. The Chariot with the Three of Wands came out. And so this feels like he's saying, whatever step I make, whatever I do next, I would like you to be there alongside of me. And then I also have the Six of Cups, which just solidifies the fact that he's coming back to you. Right now.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I feel like Spirit's coming through with the Page of Cups saying believe in the impossible. And Eight of Pentacles here indicates like working really hard or putting a lot of effort into something. And so I think he's here to stick around. Honestly, I think from what this reading is giving me is that he's here for you. He's coming for you. He's including you in future plans. He wants you to be there alongside him. I think he has a lot of grand ideas and plans, and I think that it would mean a lot to him to know that you're there with him throughout that process. Yeah, do you have plans to communicate with him again soon? Oh, you said you're still talking about the time difference. Right. So my advice here is to just keep communicating with him, allowing him to take the lead in the conversation. But if you're in agreement at certain points of the conversation, or like you think it's a good idea, definitely voice that, because I think he's looking for some encouragement from you or some reassurance that what he's saying is appealing to you. So yeah, definitely let him take the lead, but don't be shy with commentary. Don't be shy with like letting him know your thoughts, what you're thinking about this, whatever topic of conversation you guys are on, because I do think he's looking for feedback from you, because the more encouragement and reassurance he gets, the more he's willing to open up and like really tell you everything that he has in mind. So that is my advice with that. I'm interested to see where it goes from here. What is your second question? Okay, how would he treat you? I'm going to grab a different deck for this one. So I think he would be really gentle with you. So there's like maybe cracks in the foundation of, I mean, we're all like that. Each individual person, we all have cracks in the foundation. They can be repaired. But I'm kind of viewing him as like looking at you and hoping that you seeing him and understand that there's like fragility between you and who you are and him and who he is. And it's important to treat each other with like care and compassion and a gentleness. So being very like forgiving, sweet, empathetic, caring for you, and understanding you, I think he's like come into being a better person now, kind of talking about trying to be a better person, striving to be a better person. And I think through that process, he's learned how to care for someone else and not just like look out for himself. And so I think in a committed relationship with you, he would be gentle with you. He would be patient with you. You know, if there's some conditioning that needs to be deprogrammed, you know, he would stay around and he would work through that with you. There's like this feeling of wanting to be around you all of the time, like even when you guys like are just 3 feet away from each other. It's like the wanting to be near you, close to you. He could have like a thing of like physical touch, wanting to constantly be touching you or needing that security of like you grounding him. So he might reach for you a lot of the time. And I feel like it's this feeling of just always missing you, always wanting to be around you. And not in a codependent kind of way, just like a you're my person, so I want to be near you. I feel like he would also surprise you with things. So if he loves with physical touch, he might surprise you with a massage. If he loves with acts of service, he might bring you your favorite desserts or a care package during your time of the month, or flowers or something. If he is, you know, like words of affirmation, he might constantly be like adorning you with compliments. Like I feel like he does a lot to try to like show sweet gestures. And I think that this growth process is not over for him, but through this process, he knows how to show up better for you, or he knows how to show up better for people that he cares about. And I think that he is willing to hear criticism a lot easier. It doesn't fall on his ear as harshly as it used to. You know what I mean? He's more open and receptive to like maybe hearing something that might not feel so good to him, because he's willing to say, objectively look at it and be like, oh wait, I am like that. Like this is something I should work on. So maybe this time apart's done some good because it's helping him show up for you better. And generally, I think he's like a fun person, a fun partner. He probably will want to go do and explore and go on like little adventures. He seems like a hard worker, willing to own up to his mistakes. So, yeah. That's good. Yeah, definitely stay in observation mode. There's truly nothing wrong with that. It's smart, actually. So, yeah, but this feels good. I think, not that I like, you shouldn't test people, but honestly, you should though, because you need to see like how they're going to react in certain circumstances. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think something at some point, like, figure out how he handles criticism now. I think that's a big thing. If he feels like an attack on his character, does he handle it with grace? Does he look at things objectively and say, you know what, that could have been handled better, or you're right, that is something I need to work on? Or does he like lash out and react immaturely? I think that's something that you need to test too before you dive deeper into this connection with him, because that feels like a big trigger for him. So I'm getting like day to day. You guys spend a lot of time together in your free time. I think that it's like half and half, like spending time out and spending time in. So there are some couples that do nothing but spend most of their time indoors, like 95% of their life. They're at home, they're in their little like bubble and they love it and they would never change it. And then the other 5% they spend socializing with other people. I feel like with you guys, there's like a 50-50. I think during the week you might be home, but on the weekends you're always out and about doing things, going to new places, trying new things, going for brunch, things along those lines, is like half and half. That's good. I see like a lot of time spent outdoors, picnics. Now, if you're not an outdoorsy person, don't take this like oh shit, because that's not what I want. Like, you can be outsidesy, like I saw a video the other day where like, I'm not outdoorsy, I'm outsidesy. Like, I want to eat outside at a restaurant, but like have a restroom within like a couple of feet of me. Like, I will go on a walk or like on a trail, but not for more than like 10 minutes. Like, so it's like outdoorsy, like rough and tumble. Outsidesies, like I enjoy being outside. I enjoy the fresh air, but I also like my creature comforts. So, and that's how I am. I love being outside, but I like being close to like what I'm comfortable with. Like, I like, it's like the difference between, do you like a rough and tumble, like camping experience, or do you like a glamping experience? So I'm outsidesy. Yeah, outsidesy. So, yeah, so 10 of Cups here is kind of like giving like that outsidesy, like you wouldn't mind going to the park and having a picnic, but you're not going to sleep outside, maybe you like wine tasting and there's like a really nice lookout and like a really beautiful view, that kind of thing. But I see you guys spending a lot of your time getting out there and trying new things and doing new things, especially if it's in another country. It might be really semi reminiscent, because I think you said you've been there before, but also just like exploring new things is also really exciting. Maybe there's always something to do. I think that as far as the dynamic in the relationship, there's a lot of acknowledgement and appreciation for one another. So compliments are huge. Basically saying thank you so much for doing that thing. I appreciate you. I acknowledge you. Like, even the simplest things, even if like you guys have somehow defaulted into natural chores, like say he's like he defaults into taking responsibility of certain aspects of the home, like the lawn, the stoop, the trash, the laundry, and like you take care of like dinner and dishes or something. And it's like that's always y'all's chores. Like that's always your responsibility. It's still like the type of dynamic where you guys are going to be like, thank you. Even if you thanked them 2 days ago for doing that thing, you're like, hey, thanks for doing that. Hey, thanks for doing the dishes. Hey, thanks for like just basically saying like, I know this is mundane. I know this is something you do all the time, but every once in a while I want you to know that I acknowledge it and I appreciate that you stay on top of it and you continue to do this thing. So like there's a lot of acknowledgement and appreciation there for one another. I think generally speaking, the relationship feels strong. The relationship feels healthy. I think that you both can influence each other in a very significant way, where maybe you calm him down and he grounds you. You guys are like each other's hub, like each other's home base, to kind of come back and like bring yourself back to center, which is nice. It's always nice, like when you don't need a place, you just have a person that can do that for you. Oh, that's so sweet. That's nice. But yeah, so like the overall dynamic feels like just compatibility, synergy. I'm not going to say you guys don't have kinks to work out. I'm not going to say you guys never fight. I'm not going to say you don't like have things to work through, but generally speaking, it's symbiotic. Thank you, SB. Definitely give us an update on how things are going. You're welcome. Okay, Amy, let me see. Okay, so first thing that's coming through is like the tower again. I feel like a big change is underway up ahead for him. And I also have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which talks about him feeling the need to work alone or be alone. So I just want to throw that out there that like this is probably like a big thing that's happening for him. And so, you know, I know that you're kind of like waiting on him and like kind of maybe trying to figure out where you stand, which I totally get. And I'm going to tap further into that. Now, while I was channeling like for this reading, I did see a window looking out. I'm not sure what part of the house this was. This feels like a bedroom looking out, and I'm seeing like a bar along the window for some reason, like a bar or some type of like paneling. And then I saw like flat ground, and I only saw one tree. But I'm wondering if maybe like when he sees his, because this like if he lives at this house, it's like it feels like when he looks outside, like you're in his home, I guess is what I'm trying to understand from this message. Is you are here and you have touched certain things in his house and you have been certain places in his house, and so it's like you are infused there. Like when he looks out the window, he sees something that reminds you of him, or reminds him of you, you know, in the kitchen or in the bedroom or whatever it is. Like whenever he sees certain aspects of where you have been together, it does trigger a memory for him. I don't know if he sits there and thinks about those things over and over and over, but I will say that you're still there. You're still infused in that. And like he might see something in his home. And so like I feel like this happens frequently. Like I feel like this is bound to happen at least once a day. So just know that like yes, he does replay a memory. It does touch on like a happy moment with you when he's doing certain things that you guys have done together, or if he, but it has to do with like you physically being there. So like if you've sat on a certain chair in his house, if he sees that chair, then it triggers a memory. You know, when he looks out into his yard where you guys hung out, that triggers a memory. You know, I wouldn't say he's intentionally thinking of these memories, but it's different because you are thinking of these memories because that's all you have. He has a physical, tangible place that you have been that helps him to remember these things. Like the kitchen, exactly. So it's like, yeah, you definitely pop up. For sure. I mean, I would say frequently. I would say like at least daily. I feel like he feels he's living in like a world of loss or pain, or hardship, maybe all three. He's struggling with the idea of losing a future that he had envisioned for himself. That is painful for him, and it's also posing a problem for him in his current situation. It's causing a hardship for him. Ten of Swords. Yeah, I'm sure it's the house. Let's see. What are his thoughts for her? What are his thoughts? What are his feelings? What are his intentions? So he feels like he's juggling quite a bit. Imagine an image of all these balls in the air, and he doesn't want to let a single thing fall to the ground. Okay? So they're showing me a metaphor. He has a work ball in the air. He has his mom in the air. He has this house situation in the air and whatever else. So at least there's 3 balls in the air. And then he's like, "Can I add Amy's ball in this? Could I? Yes, I could. It would be harder though, because I am going to drop the ball at some point. What is it that I have to let something go before I can add something in, or this is going to make things very complicated for me? Could I juggle all 4 balls? Yes. I'm not going to be able to give as much time to each one if I get rid of something or don't start something. Then that gives me more time to focus on just a couple of things. Like if you have 1 ball and you're tossing it in the air, you've got all your attention on that one thing. You don't have to worry about anything else. You can give all your time to it. 2 balls, fine. Balance it out. 3 balls, okay, more complicated, but still nothing's going to fall on the ground, but your plate is full. You add a fourth thing in there, and it's very complicated. And so for some reason I'm being shown a juggling metaphor. And I feel like what he's saying is, if I don't pick up the Amy ball, then I can probably manage a little bit better. So I think as your reader, what's important for me to tell you is that you might want to just step back from this person, and not for lack of him liking you, not for lack of him feeling connected to you, none of that, but just because I think, just to be fair to him, I think, and you don't have to do this in a like a very official way. You don't have to say like, "Hey, I know we said we wouldn't ghost each other, but I'm officially backing up." Like, no, nothing like that. But I think honestly though, Amy, you let him just call the shots. Like, let him say, "Hey, do you want to hang out this weekend?" Don't expect to hear from him. I would even encourage not getting readings on him for a little bit. And as your reader, no, that hurts my pocket. That hurts my paycheck to tell you to not get readings on him anymore. So I'm trying to like put your needs first, but I feel like honestly, I don't see him in a position right now trying like it and able to give to you. And I think I don't want to hurt. I don't want your feelings to get hurt in this. Because what's happening is like I'm giving you readings and I'm being very like straight on. But I think sometimes when I tell you like he has feelings for you, he likes you, he's connected to you, like he thinks you're beautiful, amazing, like he's so attracted to you, you're a goddess to him, and all those things, and they're really true. They're really accurate. Um but I think that hurts you because then you're like, okay, is it not enough? Like why isn't he like making more of an effort? And it's hard because when you can hear those things, but then you don't see action to follow it up, it's like, then it gets confusing. And I think it only hurts you by telling you how he really feels, because then you realize like what you're missing out on, because like nothing is coming out of that. Because I won't lie, I see him as someone that I don't mind being patient for. And yeah, but I mean, well, let me ask you, because, I'm not going to assume anything. Like, how much of your day do you feel, honestly, like is consumed by thoughts of him, wondering about him, curious if he's going to reach out and communicate with you? Would you say like all day? Or would you say maybe like 10%? Would you say your just day is just too busy, honestly? Like he's in the back of your mind, but like you really have a lot of other stuff going on. And you don't have to like tell me, but like just think about it. Be honest with yourself and really think about like how much of your day is consumed by wondering about him, thinking about him, replaying conversations over and over. Like, so that's what makes it hard, is because like you're energetically all like always connected to him. And that makes you more susceptible to like growing feelings for him based off of like minimal interaction, because your brain is teaching you to believe in this connection, because you're and I don't know if you know, but every time you think of a memory, you remember it wrong. The very first time you remember something that happened is the only accurate memory. Every other time you think about it, you're remembering the memory. You're not remembering the actual thing that happened. And so your brain can slowly start to distort things. It can romanticize things. It can make you start to feel a certain type of way. And you get to this place where you kind of spiral, and you actually give yourself feelings for someone even stronger than what maybe, I don't know. I hope I'm explaining this right. Like, I am not by any means invalidating how you feel for him or how he feels for you. I do think this is a special connection. But what I'm saying is I don't want your life to be harder because he's giving you 20% and you're constantly thinking of him when he's not doing the same. That's what I don't want, is like, I think that this connection really could be something special, but it's not going to happen right now. And so it's hard for me as a reader and your friend to continue to give you readings and make you feel like there's hope right now, because I am struggling to see that the more and more we do these energy check-ins, if that makes sense. Yeah, with you're on the same page, take each other seriously. So my advice honestly is, hey Brooklyn, thank you. Whenever you start to get to the point of, Brooklyn, you'll be next. Whenever you get to the point of like realizing that you're falling into a cycle of like always thinking about him and wondering about him, Try to distract yourself. Because here's the thing, if he wants to hang out, if he finds himself with time available to hang out and you're like, hell yeah, I'm available too, let's do this thing, beautiful. I think that's great. I just don't think right now is like realistic for him to give you any more of himself than he already has. And the sad part about that is it's only probably until he figures this shit out, until he sorts this out, he's probably only going to give you less and less from here on out. And right now is barely anything. I think so, Amy. And it doesn't mean you have to date other people. It doesn't mean you have to entertain anything else. I think being open to it is a great idea, but it doesn't mean you have to change. It just means like maybe understanding that like this needs to be on hold for now. Yeah, that's what I think here. And I know that's going to be hard because it's like you want to get these readings and you want to know, but I feel like I'm getting to the point in these energy check-ins where I'm seeing him closing himself off more and more. And it's not that he's closing himself off to the idea of you or the thought of you. He's just shifting his focus elsewhere. And so the focus on you is becoming less and less through these readings. And I'm realizing that instead, like every time you're like, what are his thoughts about me? What are his feelings about me? It's like before I had so much to tell you. And as his focus shifts to his hardships, I have less information to provide to you as far as his thoughts and feelings and intentions because he's shifted his focus. And so if his focus isn't on you, how am I supposed to answer these questions? That's like, I guess, where I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't want you to waste your money. Like, I don't want you to waste your money because I don't know, and maybe like in a couple of weeks, we can check back in. I can see like, is he shifting back onto you? And if that's the case, we can go from there. But sometimes it's hard to answer questions like if there's no answer to be given. Like if he's only thinking about work, the house, his mom, and every once in a while a memory of you flashes in his mind and then he's back to stressing out about this and that and budgeting and what bill has to be paid next and what time he's got to wake up to go to work in the morning, like what new information am I going to have for you? His focus has shifted and then therefore I can't answer these questions as like descriptive, as clearly, and as like sufficiently as you deserve. Yeah, let me check that really quickly and then we will move on to Brooklyn. All right, let's see. Well, first let's ask, is he prepared to lose you? And then let's ask if he still wants you in his life. Okay, so okay, so he's not prepared to lose you. I asked and I got the 6 of Cups. That talks about like constantly coming back to one another. So he's not prepared to lose you. He still wants you in his life. Yes. King of Pentacles. But I asked, does he think it's possible that he will lose you? And I am getting a yes. 8 of Pentacles and 5 of Swords. It is not what he wants, but he thinks that because he's so focused, Eight of Pentacles, on like other things, his work, his whatever, his daily responsibilities. Eight of Pentacles is literally like your job, like your work, like your responsibilities. He's so focused on that. Five of Swords, he thinks that he's going to lose you. Like he thinks that there is going to be struggle here. So I think that he thinks there's a good chance that eventually you'll walk away. I don't think that he thinks it's going to happen soon. I don't think that he thinks it's even going to happen in the next like 3 months. But I think that he feels like at a certain point, this will be a make or break situation. And so he doesn't think, and I think that's a good thing, honestly, because he doesn't think he's too good. You know, he doesn't think he's too good for you. He doesn't think like, oh shit, I can have her waiting for years. You know, like he does think that at some point you are going to take your dignity and walk away. You know, like he is like, she's, you know, she's got a good head on her shoulders. Like she's not going to wait around, and like he knows that. And so I think that that is a compliment. And I think also that says something about him. He doesn't want to lose you. He's not prepared to lose you, but he does think that at a certain point he could potentially lose you. So hopefully that answers your question. Oh, you donated again? Yeah, it just came through. So Amy, it came through like 20 minutes after Brooklyn. So let me get Brooklyn's done. I know that I've got like a 3 reading rule, but I just feel like that was a long time. So let me just get Brooklyn's done really quickly, and then I can come back to you if that's okay. Brooklyn got a mini reading, so it shouldn't take too long. Amy, I don't think he'll ghost you, no, but I do think that there is the potential there for him to give less and less to, you know, to the point where you're going to want to have a conversation with him, or he's going to need to have a conversation with you. Brooklyn, no worries. Divine Grace, post your yes or no question in the chat for me. Amy, thank you. What does Spirit want Brooklyn to know about the relationship between Jay and her? Yeah, so Amy, I would just expect that the next time you see him to be on Valentine's Day, and if you see him sooner, then great. Divine, I'll be right with you. Brooklyn, Spirit wants you to know this is someone you were destined to meet. You were supposed to meet them. There was an agreement that you guys would cross paths in this life. I have the 6 of Cups. This person is supposed to make you question a lot. They probably notice a lot of growth being in their life, or them being in your life. Maybe trigger a lot of questions about yourself and your life purpose and what is the purpose of this connection. Six of Cups talks about like knowing someone, being familiar with them. So there could be a sense of familiarity that you experienced when you guys first met or when you first got together. This is a committed relationship. This is one that brings a lot of comfort to you. Page of Pentacles here talks about like opportunity and chance and luck. So you could feel that there's a lot of options when it comes to this person, and you're not really sure how things are going to play out as far as like a future path or trajectory. Page of Wands, this person is inspiring you, and maybe you inspire them possibly to see things from a new perspective, look at things differently. There could be this feeling of like wanting to be more authentic, needing to be more authentic, maybe feeling it's your duty to be more in alignment with your natural resonance, your natural frequency, march at the beat of your own drum. So this person could have inspired or brought out an aspect of yourself that you feel needed to be communicated or needed to be shown to the world, that, you know, in the way in which you identify. Like, so this could be style, um, this could be like the way that you express yourself. This could be how you communicate. This could be truths that you've had that you maybe feel brave enough now to communicate. Good. That makes me really happy. Hangman again talks about things like seeing things from a different perspective. So yeah, I just feel like this person's here to really shake things up. A lot of lessons learned, and it feels like a necessary relationship for you in this life to trigger a lot of growth. So that is what I have for you, Brooklyn. All right, Divine Grace. Amy, go ahead and post your question for your in-depth reading. Does Ray want to see Divine Grace? You're welcome, Brooklyn. Divine Grace, I am getting a yes. I feel like this person wants to see you, communicate with you, and possibly provide, like, make amends with you or mend the connection. Judgment is here, which talks about forgiveness, coming clean, getting clarity, getting closure, making amends. So, yeah, like I feel like this person is wanting to maybe get on some type of common ground with you, or come clean, come forward, come truthful and honest. But yeah, I'm getting a yes for you, Divine Grace. You're welcome.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, let's see.
Amy, I see what you're saying, okay? So you think that this is kind of serving as maybe a slow feeder, if you will, like a dog bowl. Like if a dog like really goes for food, they can get like a slow feeder bowl where they're forced to take things slow. Maybe you feel like this is going to be helpful for the relationship because all these things that are happening might serve like a greater purpose or greater benefit, because then you guys can really take your time with it, not feel pressured and not rush into anything. That maybe this is actually good for your relationship, that these things are happening versus bad. And I definitely can see that, and I would agree that that makes a lot of sense. But I also wonder if I can do or say anything. Definitely do understand you saying take a step back from myself in the sense to try to put more focus on me. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because like what you don't want is for the relationship to get unbalanced. That's where things start to kind of unravel, I feel. So, So for advice, because you said you want to know like what advice, how things should go, things like that, what should you do? take one day at a time, I think, is great. You have the Three of Wands, and this says that this card is encouraging you to expand your horizons and your opportunities for finding romance. This card is all about seeing beyond just your immediate environment and opening yourself up to other possibilities. So essentially, Spirit, I feel, is saying, like, don't put all of your eggs in this basket. Don't, like, it's a good egg, but it can't be all the eggs, Like, it's a good basket, but don't put all your eggs in there, if that makes sense. Let's see. Now, you also have the Five of Wands, and this can indicate that in love, you're coming up, like, against a lot of turbulence, a lot of, like, resistance at this time. And you may be struggling to find someone who is truly available. So you're needing someone who's emotionally available, physically available, like 100% available for you. And this card is indicating, like, hurdles when it comes to someone being immediately ready. Something that Spirit's kind of communicating with me is that our reflection of our external circumstances are always reflections of our inner self. And so when we are struggling to find someone who's emotionally available, it's because we are also emotionally unavailable. And so I think that you're on the right track by saying go to therapy, or do these other modalities that you feel called to do, because your external experience is just a reflection of who you are on the inside. So if you want an emotionally available person, you have to also be emotionally available. And I think that you can honestly say that you're probably not. We have to be the same resonance, the same energetic frequency and vibration as what it is that we're looking for, because in order to attract that, we have to be that, if that makes sense. So whenever you find that you're not getting what you're looking for, it's because you're not giving that. You're not exuding that energy. So in order for in a weird way, in order for your partner to be 100% ready for a relationship and open and honest and available, you also have to be that way. And because you're not, you keep running into people who are also not. Does that make sense? And so you guys could just be reflections to one another. The Five of Wands can indicate that you may struggle to find someone who's truly available. You may be involved with someone where you have to fight for their attention, and this may prove to be too much. Or you may feel you have to try to win the heart of someone that you're interested in. You have to fight for their attention or win their heart. Says this card can also mark a time when you're meeting people who aren't available, and instead of being able to focus on developing loving relationships, you're already, like, having hardships in that area before you can even get to that point of developing a healthy relationship. Now, you also have the Page of Wands, which indicates your eagerness and your excitement and your enthusiasm behind being in a relationship and having a lot to offer. So I feel like in this circumstance, guides are saying don't lose that, keep your desire to love, keep your hopeless romantic heart open. Don't close yourself off to the idea of love. Your head and your heart are in the right place. It just may be directed at someone who can't reciprocate or can't feel the same way. So, with all of that being said, I don't feel like this Eli is a bad option. I just don't feel like it's the option right now. Let's see the answer to your question in regards to if he's busy, does he still think of you? Let's see. Yeah, Amy, I mean, I've always felt that with Eli personally. I think Eli's utopian life, it involves having a relationship. I think his perfect future is living in that house with his wife, possibly kids or pets, working a job that he really likes to do. Like, I think it's not that he's scared of a relationship, it's not that he doesn't want a relationship or anything like that. I just think that it's going to take him a while to get there. Amy, I got a yes that you are in the back of his mind when he is busy. We have the 6 of Cups. There's some people that just like, they want to play the field. They can't ever imagine themselves getting married or being quote unquote tied down. I don't think that Eli is like that. I don't think he's a player. I don't think he likes to sleep around. I don't think he likes to play the field and try to manage multiple people at the same time. I don't think that he wants an open relationship. I don't think that he wants to never be married or anything like that. I think honestly, a committed relationship that's healthy sounds like heaven to him. I think that he hopes for that for himself. Amy, the part that you said in one of my reads, I said that when he's free, he wants to spend it with you. That I vaguely remember that. I can't remember specifically off the top of my head when that reading was, but now that you mention it, I kind of do remember saying that. All right. So that is where I'm going to leave it, Amy. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Anyone else that's hanging out, I will see you guys next time. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, I hope so too. All right, bye guys.